In this Canadian Assessment of Physical Literacy Training video, we will understand how to assess movement skill using the Canadian Agility and Movement Skill Assessment. The Canadian Agility and Movement Skill Assessment, or CAMSA, assesses important fundamental movement skills and the time required to complete the course. The timing component requires the child to incorporate more complex movement skills, such as dynamic balance, acceleration and deceleration, and skill transitions. Children perform 2 timed and scored trials of the CAMSA Agility course, and the best trial is included in the CAPL score. Equipment needed for the CAMSA Agility course: open space of at least 15 meters long and 5 meters wide with a floor that is safe for running and changing direction. Gym floor tape, 6 hula hoops, 6 cones, 1 soccer ball, 1 softball, 1 wall target 61 centimeters wide by 46 centimeters high, or 24 by 18 inches. Measure and position the CAMSA Agility course by following these steps. Mount the target on the wall so that the top of the target is 1.5 meters above the floor. Find the center of the target. Measure 1 meter to the left and right of the target center and mark these positions on the floor. Position cone number 5 and number 6 on top of these marks. Measure perpendicular to the target wall a distance of 5 meters from cone number 6. Mark this position and place cone number 2 on this mark. Mark the throwing kicking line, 2 meters in length, on the floor so that it runs parallel to the wall target. It should cover the same distance as the space between cones number 5 and number 6. From cone number 2, continue to measure perpendicular to the target wall for an additional distance of 3 meters. Mark this position on the floor and position cone number 1 on this mark. Measure 1 meter from cone number 1, continuing the line that is perpendicular to the target wall, and mark this spot on the floor. Align the left edge of the red hula hoop with the line from the target wall, in line with cone number 1, number 2, and cone number 6, ensuring that the front of the hula hoop is level with the marker, drawing an imaginary perpendicular line running parallel with the wall target. Place the remaining hula hoops in 3 rows of 2. To minimize changes to the hoop position and tripping hazards, join all of the hoops together and then securely fasten the hoops to the floor. Measure 1 meter from the center of the left yellow hoop out towards the left of the hoop, parallel to the target wall. Mark this spot and place cone number 4 on this mark. Measure 5 meters from cone number 4 back towards and perpendicular to the target wall. Mark this position and place cone number 3 on this mark. Before attempting the CAMSA Agility course, participants should see 2 demonstrations. During the first demonstration of the Agility course, the examiner moves slowly through the entire course, performing each skill correctly, so that each criterion is demonstrated. During the demonstration, a verbal description of each skill is provided. For the second demonstration, the examiner completes the Agility course at full speed while maintaining skill accuracy. Begin standing stationary in front of the right-hand side yellow hoop. Complete 3 2-foot jumps. Run to the green cone and then turn sideways to face examiner number 1. The next part is sliding sideways. Slide sideways until you can touch the other green cone. Then reverse direction, remain facing the examiner, to slide back to the first cone and touch that cone. Start to run toward the throwing line. Catch the ball as it is thrown by the examiner and throw it at the target at any point before the line. Run across the line and around the cones to reach the outside of cone number 3. Skip from cone number 3 to cone number 4. After reaching cone number 4 and making sure you go around it, you come to the hula hoops and begin 1-foot hopping in each hula hoop. After landing in the last hoop, run to the kicking line and kick the ball toward the target. Explain that each participant will have 2 practice trials followed by 2 timed and scored trials. Emphasize that the best score will be obtained if the participant completes the course as fast as they can while doing their best skills. Have each participant complete 2 practice trials. Provide verbal prompts as required by the test protocol, and provide participants with verbal corrections for any mistakes made. After the practice trials have been completed, have each participant complete 2 timed, scored trials. Verbal cues should be provided as described in the test protocol, but feedback on mistakes should not be provided during the scored trials. Ensure that participants are wearing appropriate footwear and shoelaces are tied. Ensure that participants waiting to perform the CAMSA do not interfere with the participant being assessed, i.e., are standing well back from the course, etc. Research indicates that at least 2 practice trials followed by 2 timed trials are necessary to ensure the participant scores most accurately and reliably reflect their motor competence during both timed, scored trials. If it is not possible to complete 4 trials per participant, 2 practice, 2 timed, scored, the motor performance score can be estimated from the second timed, scored trial after only 1 practice trial. Do not use the first timed scored trial after only 1 practice trial, as there is a significant learning effect on the CAMSA score when the participant has completed the course less than 3 times. Examiner number 1 times the participant and stands at the opposite end of the throwing line from cone number 2. The softball and soccer ball are at hand. Examiner number 1 starts each trial by saying, "Ready, set, go." Timing starts when the examiner says "go" and stops when the participant's foot kicks the soccer ball. Examiner number 1 throws the softball when the participant is ready to catch after touching cone number 1 and places the soccer ball on the line after the participant has gone around cone number 3. Examiner number 2 scores the participant's performance of each skill. One point is awarded for each skill performed correctly. It is very important that examiner number 1 provides consistent, clear verbal prompts for each skill during each participant's performance of the CAMSA course. Accurate and effective prompting is essential to ensure that the score and time reflect the participant's motor skill rather than memory. 2-foot jumping, 2 points. 1 point for 3 consecutive jumps on 2 feet. Take off and land on both feet at the same time. 1 point for 1 landing in each hoop and no touching of hoops. Only 1 jump in each hoop, no extra small jumps upon landing. Clean jump from 1 hoop to the next without touching the hoops. Sliding, 3 points. 1 point for body and feet aligned sideways when sliding in one direction. It does not matter which direction participant faces when sliding, although facing the examiner is recommended for a faster transition to catching the ball. Leading foot steps sideways, trailing foot brought to meet leading foot, sidestepping. Shoulders, hips, and feet all aligned, facing 90 degrees to direction of travel. Second point for the same criteria as 1, but when sliding in other direction, participant should remain facing the same direction while sliding back and forth to both cones. Only 1 point is awarded if the participant slides in the same direction both times, i.e., turns 180 degrees and faces the opposite way when reversing the sliding direction. Third point for touching cone with a low center of gravity and athletic position. Knees bent, feet apart, whole body, i.e. center of gravity, lowers to touch cone, not just hand, so that time is not lost by standing up or changing the sliding position. If participant demonstrates low center of gravity and athletic stance, but misses touching the cone, the point can still be awarded. If presence of the motor skill is demonstrated once, then point can be awarded. The participant does not need to touch both cones with an athletic stance in order to obtain the 1 point. Point is not awarded if the participant touches the cone without an athletic stance. Example, bends at the waist to touch cone but legs stay straight. Catch, 1 point. Catches the ball without trapping against the body. Ball is caught cleanly with either 1 or 2 hands. No use of body to prevent ball from falling to the floor. If ball is dropped, the point is lost even if the participant drops the ball due to not anticipating the throw. Exception: if the examiner's throw was inaccurate and was the sole cause of the ball being dropped, the attempt is void, and the participant should start the CAMSA course again from the beginning. Throw, 2 points. 1 point for use of overhand throw to hit target. Ball hits target. Arm comes from behind and hand goes over the shoulder. Using a sidearm throw would still obtain the point, example baseball or cricket pitch throwing style. 1 point for transfer weight and rotates body during throw. Arm comes from behind, over the shoulder, and then follows the path of the ball once ball has been released. Body rotates at the hips and shoulders. Legs slightly apart, and weight is transferred from hind leg to leading leg during throw. Whole body remains under control and well balanced. Skip, 2 points. 1 point for correct foot pattern of hop, step, hop, step. Leading leg alternates. 2nd point for appropriate use of arms. Alternates arms and legs. Arm position contributes to balance. 1 foot hop, 2 points. 1 point if child lands on only 1 foot in each hoop. Same foot in each hoop. 1 point for if child hops only once in each hoop and does not touch the hoops. Same foot. No extra little hops to maintain balance between hoops. Kick, 2 points. 1 point for a smooth approach to kick the ball so that ball goes between the cones. Ball kicked between the cones. Continuous running pattern. Well-judged timing of kick. Rapid and smooth approach does not have to be interrupted in order to make contact with the ball. 2nd point for elongated stride on last stride before impact. Kicking leg comes from behind and follows through after ball has been kicked. Non-kicking foot is deliberately planted beside the ball to aid the accuracy of the kick. Stride length of final step to foot plant is longer than previous steps during the approach to the ball. Watch our other CAPL videos.